the riot, you the GOAT, boy.
RT, you good, bro?
Benzion, you the man. I've been doing this here, man.
Crazy coming back, he crack the sky, he come with fire. Babylon, yeah, it gotta burn, yeah, with fire. Damn, where you read that at? It's in the Bible. I tell you what you're afraid of, a black messiah. Crazy coming back, he crack the sky, he come with fire. Babylon, yeah, it gotta burn, yeah, with fire. Damn, where you read that at? It's in the Bible. I tell you what you're afraid of, a black messiah. Christ, he coming back to save his people from the enemy. The same people stole us, then they sold us to the enemy. Came on a slave ship, shackles on my damn arm, yokes around my neck, on my feet, so I couldn't run. Me, Shack.
Chapter 8, verse 4. Why are we out here? Because of the state of our people. The state of our people is at an all-time low. The men have turned to weed, thinking that that's going to make them wiser. Our women dress provocative, thinking that their body is what they can do with it.
Bring it out.
Our men is strung out on drugs. Our women worship rocks. What is going on with the black community? How have we fallen so low? Read this.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call.
The Lord said he is calling the men first. Once the men get itself together, then the rest of the community comes in order. The men have to understand their rightful place as a God on this earth. The black man was not meant to be set out to be trying to work every day thinking that's normal. Paying a car note every day, paying a mortgage every day. That is not the black man's true role. Read it again.
Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
Ezekiel 34:31. The Lord is looking for the men in these last days, because the men is who gonna stand up for the violence in this community, for the violence that happened year after year at Tennessee State University. This is a year after year thing. It's constant gun violence. Read.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 34 and verse 31. And ye my flock, the flock of my pastor, are men.
Are who?
Are men.
The Lord is calling the men to wake up in these last days. A lot of you older men that's out here strung out on drugs, getting drunk every day, the Spirit of God is in you. It's somewhere deep inside in you. But you don't see that yet because of what society has brought our people to. You cannot trust in the ways of politics. It did not work. Martin Luther King tried it. Malcolm X tried with Islam. It did not work. Marcus Garvey tried with the economy. It did not work. We have to come back to the laws of God. That is our Constitution. That is our profession, is these laws of God. Give me that in Matthew. Matter of fact, give me Psalm 78 and 5.
Bring it out.
This is what's going to restore a community, whether you believe it or not. How much money you think the black community can save if everybody not lined up to go get a turkey in a few weeks? How much money can be saved in the black community if we don't celebrate Christmas? How much money can be saved in the black community if we don't go buy 4th of July fireworks? How much money in the black community could be saved if our women not spending it on her, on weed? Think about these things. Read this.
The book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 5. Bring it out. For he established a testimony.
Hey sis, right here. Sis, let me ask you a question. My sister right here. Can I ask you a question, sis? Real quick. How do we love God? Like, because God is in the sky. You know what I'm saying? We can't give him a hug. We can't give him a kiss. How do we show God we love him? By devoting our life to him. Okay, so now that's a vague statement. Because homosexuals say they believe in God. You follow me? A man that's about to go commit murder, what do he say? Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to do. A rapist say he loves God. You follow me? That's a vague statement. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. 1 John 5 and 3. I'm gonna show you something, sis. All right? Real quick before you go. I know you're in a rush. I'm gonna get you how you can show how you love God. All right? Come on. 1 John chapter 5 is in the back. 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. I'm going to show you how you know you love God because you grew up in church.
No.
You didn't go to church? It's a good thing. It's a good thing. The Christian church is the reason why the black community is the way it is today. They don't show how to love God according to the Bible. You got that? Come on, watch this.
The book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
You see that? It's real clear. This is the love of God. Watch this, read.
That we keep his commandments.
How do we show we love God? Come on to the front.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to show you how you love God, sis, all right? Read it.
The book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
How we love God, by?
Keep his commandments.
We keep his commandments. Now, do you know any commandments, sis? You don't know? Okay, I'm going to show you something. Deuteronomy 22 and 5. I'm going to show you a commandment that will save your life in the long run. For real. I'm about to show you something. Watch this. Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
What that sound like? Okay, read on.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So it said a man not supposed to put on a woman's garment, which is, what's a woman's garment?
Underwear. Clothes.
Right, what else? What do women normally, like, if you, okay, you go to a bathroom, right? Without it saying men and women, how do you know which one is the women's bathroom and which one is the men's bathroom?
Toilets and the tampons?
Nah. Let me give you another one. A wedding, right?
Yeah.
What does the husband wear? What does he wear? Okay.
Dress.
And what does the wife wear? A dress. That's a woman's garment that a man not supposed to wear. Now, let's read it again. Come on.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
What's a man's garment that women not supposed to wear?
Suit.
Be more specific. What you got on now?
Sweatpants.
Pants. Pants. Understand this. Pants comes with a spirit. The things you wear, it puts a spirit on you. I'm gonna tell you why. When women go out to the club, right? They get their quote unquote lace fronts. They get their nails done. They get their eyelashes done. They get all the makeup done. And when they go to the club, they get that spirit to where what? It's time to turn up. I'm finna you live a YOLO lifestyle. Because if they don't, because think about it. A woman, if she not dressed a certain way, she don't feel right. My nails ain't done. I can't go up there with my nails not done. That's how women think. Likewise with the hair. Understand this. The way you dress will save your life because it'll keep a Negro from you. Most men ain't got the game to even talk to a female. But the way you dress, they know how to approach you. If you were in 1 Timothy 2 and 9, if you wear women clothing all year round, meaning a dress, a skirt, a modest dress and a skirt, you would be approached differently. It wouldn't be, hey, you right there. Hey, Lord, let me holler at you. It'd be, excuse me, ma'am. I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is what God is requiring. Come on.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Okay. Check that out. Check that fly out when you get a chance, all right? I know you're in a rush. But yes, but remember, the laws of God is how you show you love him, all right? So what we out here to do is to bring solutions according to the Bible. Romans 13 and 11. This is why we out here. To show our people a better way. The better way is the laws of God. That's the better way. That's the way we must walk. Read this.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
The Lord said it is high time to awake out of sleep. What is the sleep that we are in? Isaiah 51 and 20. What is the sleep that our men is in right now? Because that's what we're talking to, the men of this community.
That's right.
The men is what establish a community. You have to set the standards first. The Lord said, awake out of the sleep of America. Watch this, Isaiah chapter 51, verse 20. Come on.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and verse 20. Thy sons have fainted.
Thy sons have what?
Thy sons have fainted.
The Lord has said, awake out of the faintness, black man. Awake out of the understanding thinking that what? Egyptology is the way to go.
Right.
Christianity is the way to go.
Right.
Selling drugs to your own people is the way to go. Read it again.
Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets.
Where is the sons of God sleep at the what?
At the head of all the streets.
This is why the gun violence is so high in our community. This is why the murder rate is so high. Because our sons is where?
At the head of all the streets. As a wild bull in
As a what?
As a wild bull in a net. They are full of fury of the Lord.
The Lord is saying that his men are full of the fury of the Lord. That's why a lot of our men are emotional. Because why? We don't have a purpose as a man.
Right.
Man, we need purpose raised from our youth up. We need to first understand that Christ is a black man. That way we see Christ into each other.
Right.
Then we understand that what? Christ had his own business. Christ was a carpenter. Christ was self-sufficient upon himself to help his people out. Now I asked you about Thanksgiving, right? What's your name? So I know who I'm talking. Samson? James. James Umbaru. Nice to meet you. Come around front for me. I got to come around front for me. So now, you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Now, the history with Thanksgiving, the root of it, do you know it?
I mean, it's just something that,
Job 14.
Jewish standpoint, it just, our culture just got together, passed down, we just get together on Thanksgiving. It wasn't, I don't think it was any type of spiritual significance that we did. We just got together on Thanksgiving.
So why do we choose Thanksgiving as a day when we get together out of 365 days a year?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, I get that.
So now let's read this.
The book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
So Thanksgiving is an unclean thing. And he just said it. Read it again.
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
If Thanksgiving was rooted in lies, bloodshed, how can we bring a clean thing out of it?
How can we say it's Thanksgiving, we just bringing the family together, but every Thanksgiving, ain't it always arguing? Ain't black folks always fight on the days we celebrate? Why we always fighting there?
Bring it out.
Think about it, Colossians 2 and 8. Right, then on Thanksgiving, we eat things like pork, chitlins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't supposed to be eating pork.
Bring
That's
it
the
out.
law of God. This is your history. Watch this, come on. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. I'm showing you this is because before we go somewhere, we gotta know where we come from.
Right.
So we gotta dig the history.
Right.
History is important. Come on.
The book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
The philosophy of Thanksgiving that black folks came to understanding is it's a day we coming together.
Right.
But it's a vain thing, it's a lie.
Right.
When we gonna come start standing for truth? When we gonna understand, we know Jesus Christ is a black man. Thanksgiving was brought by these folks here who gave us a false image. So we gotta understand truth matters.
Right. So
Go ahead.
I guess my question has always been, how do, in your opinion, how do we sit down and get the truth? Because you got Islam, you got Israel, you brothers, you got other entities. How do we get the truth unless we sit down and talk about it? I mean, what is it? It's going to be some type of meeting we come to, because a lot of times, man, I respect what y'all do. I even watch it on YouTube and stuff. I respect it like 100%. Well, to that person over there that was born a certain way or came up a certain way, he can't hear it because it's too aggressive, right? It's too aggressive for them. They can't hear it unless it's, you sit down and teach it to them, right? That's the only way that I can see that it can really, really make a difference. I'm older now. I understand it better because I understand certain scriptures and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I get it, man, and I appreciate you. I appreciate understand what y'all do, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer your question.
Yes, sir.
John chapter 8 verse 32.
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer your question because you said, how do we know what's true? How do we know if the Muslims
No,
This
no,
is
no.
true?
I didn't say it was true.
Okay, go ahead.
How do I said?
Except not true.
How do we set out? How do we come to a medium to tell people what the truth is without different entities? Because we're separate. That's why we're separate. Because I'm sure you y'all not Christians, right?
You can say we are the true Christians.
Okay. Okay. So whether it be like Catholic or whatever, you know, everybody says some truth. Everybody says some truth. That's what I'm saying. The separation from the doctrine from the Bible, King James, the separation is, to me, is interpretation. It's how people look at the Bible.
Let me read this scripture for you. Go ahead, read this.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So the Lord is telling us to gather together. Come together, O nation. That's singular. It's a nation of people, which is the 12 tribes of Israel on this sign.
Right. So
So he's telling us to gather together, but to do what? Isaiah 34:16. Isaiah 34:16. But to do what? When we gather together, what are we to do? I'm going to show you. Isaiah 34, verse 16. You got that? Come on, read this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34, and verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
The Lord is telling us to seek out of the book of the Lord and read. Because the powers that be, they believe in this book that our people don't want to read. This is why we have to come to the understanding that what? Let's just sit down and read it for what it is. All right? Now, because give me Peter 2. First Peter 2. All right? Because you said along the line of interpretation, right? Let's see what the Bible says, because the Bible speaks about all things.
Right.
That's why whatever we speak, we got a scripture to show it. Come on, read this.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, and verse 20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of this scripture is of any private interpretation.
You see that? None of the scriptures of any private interpretation.
Right.
So now, how do we we understand the Bible? Psalms 111 and 10. How do we know that we actually understand what this Bible is saying?
Right.
How do we know that our way is right? Let's see what the Bible says. Psalms 111 and 10. Come on, read this.
The book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
You gotta fear God. That's the beginning of wisdom. Read.
A good understanding
A good understanding.
have all they that do his commandments.
That's the stipulation. If you're not doing the commandments, you don't have the understanding of the Bible. That's the understanding.
Right.
That's what Christ said, the same thing. I'm going to show you. John 8 and 32. We got it out the old. I'm going to get it out the new for you. John chapter 8, verse 32. Come on.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
The truth is God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Get that. Christ is telling you, you're going to know the truth. He said it like that during this time because the people during that time already read the Bible.
Right.
They already knew what the truth was. But I'm going to show you that this is what he's making a reference to. Psalm 119, 142. Let's get the truth. Let's see why Christ had to say it like that. Come on. This here is precept upon precept, making the Bible fit like a puzzle. Put it all together. Come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 142. That righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
And thy what?
And thy law is the truth.
So when Christ said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth gonna set you free, what was he saying? When Christ said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth is gonna set you free, what was the truth he was saying that's gonna set you free? Read it again.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
So what's gonna set us free? The laws of God. The laws of God don't tell us to celebrate Thanksgiving. The laws of God don't tell us to celebrate Christmas. You follow me? And then I know you said you made mention of the way you said the way the message is bringing out. And you said it was harsh, or it was kind of...
No, I think it's, for a lot of people, it's aggressive.
Okay, let me show you something. I want to show you
loud,
something.
yeah.
I'm gonna put this together for you. Isaiah 58:1. I'm gonna show you something real quick. It's real simple because Christ had 12 disciples, right? Christ taught with authority.
Right. Yeah.
So what that mean the disciples taught? Like,
With authority.
oh, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I get that part.
Follow me.
Yeah.
Build with me. Follow me. Come on.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud.
When somebody's crying, they cry because it hurt. They don't care how loud it is.
Right.
It's hurt. We hurt seeing our people the way they is.
Right.
We hurt seeing our people spending millions of dollars on Christmas,
Right.
on Thanksgiving,
Right.
on Halloween,
Right.
on 4th of July.
Right.
We could bring all that money to start a organization, a unity. Read it again.
Cry aloud. Spare not.
When a baby crying, the baby don't care if it's interrupting your phone call while you're on a meeting.
Right.
The baby don't care when it's crying when you talking to somebody. That's just like when we cry aloud speaking this Bible, we don't spare nobody's feelings if we interrupting your Thanksgiving, if we interrupting your phone call, because why? You need this word. Read.
Cry aloud. Spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
So he's telling us to come off like this because our people is hurting right now.
Yeah, I get that. I mean,
follow?
I get it.
You follow?
I get it.
So
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brother, be strong in the